We all gasped in shock, instinctively expecting to see a bullet run through Sam's face, but...
What? What the fuck?
What?
What should have been a headshot ended with a loud, empty blank shot. The pistol echoed its empty shot as the man grew more and more pissed, pulling the trigger over and over in aggravation. Luckily, to my ears, it became quieter after the first shot.
Why the fuck won't you work?
This place is protected.
What did you say, Shrimp?
This place has a seal, protecting it from hellborn magic.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Ah!
The man growled and threw the gun at Sam, who was able to dodge it this time. The pistol bounced off the ground a couple of times before sliding further away, hitting the wall, and finally stopped. As it stopped moving, the gun faded into a black flame and disappeared into the air.
The previous owner had this place protected by magic, Malix.
Malix? That was his name? His existence resonated in my memory from the dream that I had. I looked to Matthew in the same confusion as Malix did. Well, this place is protected by magic?
It would seem that your grandfather had some sort of protective barrier around this house. From the looks of it, it only disables hellborn magic.
Malix's face grew extremely angered, his fist tightening as if he were crushing a stress ball.
Then what's stopping me from dragging your asses out and shooting you then?
Well, you don't have a gun now. Out of pure instinct, I stepped forward and placed myself between Malix and the boys. With no power, Malix wasn't going to fight. I took the chance to stand up to him instead of being powerless like I was in my dream. Oh, yes! Hold on. He already looks super confused. So, boop. Okay. Yeah. Malix suddenly laughed wildly, staring at me in disbelief.
Whoa! Who let the bitch out of her cage? What is this? A reverse harem or something?
It is absolutely that. Did you not know? Malix grinned at me evilly, walking close to me. Duck, I can't. What? Run. And these are just so many difficult decisions. We're gonna... Oh god, why? What? I didn't even get a chance to pick. Why is everything timed? I'm not used to this. Can I load? Where did I save it? Here? Oh no, I just saved over it. Welp! Guess we're dealing with our choices. All of a sudden, I felt a hand grip my hair and pull it back, forcing me to cry out and stare up at Malix. His eye bored into mine as he cackled in my face.
Hey! Let her go!
Sam! Eric!
Within mere seconds, Sam had punched Malix square in the jaw, forcing him to let my hair go. As I fumbled back, Eric caught me in his arms, gently pulling me away from Malix and back into their group.
Come on, Sam. You and me. Right here. Let's go!
It legitimately seems like they're just the ones with the beefy with each other. Everyone else is like hanging out, but Malix is just one to fight Sam. Like, just them.
Come on, asswipe!
However, before both of them could fight, a woman stepped forward and placed a firm grip on Malix's shoulder.
That's enough, Malix.
What? Who do you think you're speaking to, woman?
The girl who's going to help you kill them. Just not now.
Not now?
I stared as the girl spoke down at Malix. She looked the same, just as pure evil. She seemed to be concerned for Malix, or for me.
There's 5 of them, and 2 of us. Even if we come back with the gang, they can have the place surrounded by human police.
Then we shoot everyone!
You have terrible logic.
Think! If we shoot everyone, we'll be hunted. And it'll be a matter of time before makeshift paladins come and try to exorcise us.
The two growled at each other. If they could have used their magic, I could sense that fire would glow from under their teeth. Malix grunted and glared at the boys. He pointed at James, wanting so badly to use his fingers like a knife.
Just wait, pretty boys. We'll get you and fuck you up real good.
Then Malix turned to me, moving his finger to point directly between my eyes.
And don't think you're safe. Step outside. I dare you.
Alright. With that, Malix and the woman walked out of the mansion. The doors closed behind them, leaving the boys and I alone once again. I felt my knees give out from under me, forcing the boys to quickly turn and catch me.
Whoa, whoa! Are you alright?
Oh yeah. Why was he here?
He's been closely tracking us. Our blood trail from the forest must have led him here.
We should have stopped him and finished it here.
For once, Matthew, I agree with you.
I stood up and rubbed my arms, feeling the goosebumps Malix had left behind on me. I couldn't stop myself from shivering in fear of his words. Well, Malix, he was a demon.
That son of a bitch is not a demon. He's a devil.
A devil? What's the difference?
Yes, demons come from a different plane of existence called the abyssal planes. Devils, however, come from one of the 7 circles of a place humans know as hell. Despite us not being human, we are very different creatures.
We actually have brains, for one. Devils always like to cause trouble and try to kill or torture others for their own enjoyment. Demons, like us, know when to use our powers and when not to. We're not stupid.
Devils follow orders from higher-ups in their order, and their power only comes from their connection to hell. Demons all have free wills and don't rely on where they came from to use their powers.
This was all so confusing. Demons and devils and magic all existed, and I happened to land all in the middle of it. Well, what do we do?
You're safe. You've been protected as well.
What does that mean?
What Damien's saying is that the magic that protects this place also protects you.
Your grandfather must have cast it when you last saw him or something of that nature. We can sense its aura around your body.
Couldn't believe my ears. It was the third day of surprises, and this one took the cake for being the most surprising. I felt my head start to spin once again. What did I get myself into?
Miss, please don't worry. We'll find a way to train ourselves and become stronger to finally finish this feud.
I'm gonna kick his ass right now!
Until then, we'll protect you as much as we can. If Malix comes back, we'll be here for you.
Well, what about going outside? Won't he?
Like we said, you have a protection spell on you. Even if Malix attacks you, he won't be able to use his magic on you. He'd be just like any other human you can fight back against.
Didn't you say you knew Taekwondo?
Well, yeah. That may or may not have been a lie, though. I felt somewhat relieved that I was mostly safe from Alex. Still, I could not help but feel very nervous and apprehensive about the future. The boys were safe here to train and become stronger, but what if Malix did the same? Even more so, I was lost about how my grandfather knew about magic, and I had to find out. At least, I had time. I went to bed that night feeling nervous. Despite the words of the incubi, I felt like a target to something I'd never be able to explain or prove. Magic? Devils? Demons? How did this all even happen? Should I really meddle with this situation? They are only staying until after they defeat Malix. That's right, they said they'd only stay until after they defeated Malix. After that, my life would go back to normal. Temporary insanity, as Kay would say. Question was, would I want them to leave? If my life went back to normal, then I'd have to care for the house all on my own. I'd get to focus on my life instead of being distracted by the boys. I'd have to. Well, my life. Where was my life going anyway? I was under pressure from my parents, with only my friends and the boys to comfort me. Without the boys, I'd have no way to hide from my responsibilities. Well, enough. Let's just sleep and deal with whatever comes tomorrow. Defeating my senses of thought, I forced myself to sleep, unsure of what tomorrow had planned for me. Hopefully, whatever the future had for me, I would be ready for it.
I promise to be with you forever. You're so important to me.
I swear I'll give my life to you.
Please, let me love you.
I'll be by your side, always.
I can't imagine living without you.
I want to be with you.
I love you.
Slowly opening my eyes, letting the voices of my dream echo in my head and force me awake. I rubbed my eyes before sitting up and looking at the clock. Well, 7 a.m.? Why am I up so early? I fell back into the bed and closed my eyes, trying to go back to sleep. However, something kept me awake. Why? It's too early to even be alive. I gave up and sat up. Staring at the fireplace across from my bed, I sighed. A sigh escaped between my lips before I threw my legs over to the side of the bed. What to do at 7 a.m. in the morning? Explore the house, go make some coffee, work on homework. We're not doing that. Nope. Hold on. Yep, right here. Let's go get some coffee. I decided making coffee was the best bet in surviving the rest of the day. Why not? Why not? I haven't had coffee in forever. I got out of bed and made my way to the kitchen, unconcerned that I was in my pajama pants and a tank top. I rummaged through the cabinets for a coffee machine and any makings for coffee. Surely my grandfather had some. Well, a French press. Well, it's better than nothing. As I began to make my coffee, I checked my emails and text on my phone. No new important emails, no text messages. I sighed. I quickly made my coffee just as I like it and sat on the counter. But then I began to wonder. Would this happen every day? I let the question linger in my mind for the whole morning. I did not think once about the boys or Alex. Everything was peaceful. Everything was just average. Nothing magical or dangerous or unusual. I simply drank my coffee as I let my thoughts marinate in the back of my mind. I returned to bed, feeling the weight of the morning drag me under my covers, trying to sleep again. I had energy, but I just wanted to sleep more. It was Sunday, and nothing was happening today. Well, come on, eyes. Just go back to sleep. I shut my eyes and tried to slow my breathing. I looked at my phone to check the time once again. It was noon, yet it felt like I had slept for much longer. Why is time going by so slowly? I sighed, got changed into normal clothes, and went down to the main hall and sat on the stairs. Sundays were so boring. However, a muffled sound of battle caught my attention. I quickly went to the backyard in response to the noise I had heard. In the yard were all 5 boys practicing fighting. Sam was in the middle of the other 4, surrounding him and throwing punches and kicks at him. Sam, being the strongest of the bunch, blocked and dodged, each almost masterfully. Don't disturb them. Hey, let's not disturb them. I just watched. The boys were very much in their own world, focusing on the training they were all in. It would be better not to disturb them. I checked the time and decided to head back to the kitchen. I was getting pretty hungry, and I'm sure the boys would need to eat soon too, so lunch was a must. Well, I might as well make lunch today. I mean, it's been a while since I cooked. Lunch wasn't particularly hard, so I decided to make, I get to decide, simple chicken and rice, cold cut sandwiches, or pizza. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of torn between these two. Let's do some sandwiches. Well, because why not? I assembled the ham and sandwiches on the trays for all of us. After I poured some potato chips on the side for each sandwich, I felt satisfied. Who said lunch had to be cooked? I placed the food in the dining room. However, none of the boys were there by the time I brought the final dish out. I carried that dish to the main lobby, checking to see if the boys had separated into different rooms of the house. Part of me wanted to go to one in particular. The other part of me just wanted to leave them be and take the food in my hand to my room and eat. Maybe I could go out today while the boys focused on training. Go eat in your room, go find one of the incubi. Well, clearly we want to date the boys, so... It's just like, if this was me, I'd be like, yeah, I'm just gonna go eat in my room. Let's go find one. I quickly rushed back and grabbed the second dish before hunting down one of the boys. I couldn't find any of them. I could only shrug, though. They knew where the food was, so I went to my room instead and ate alone in my room. Yay, more like me. Well, it's not my problem. I turned on my computer and started to jam out to some music as I ate my food. As I ate, I began to think about going out. There were so many places to go and so many things to do. Go to the Pink Lady Cafe, stay in my room, the arcade. Aww. I really want to know who this K girl is, but I'm also like, I feel like we should go pay some respect to our grandfather. Let's go see who K is. I'm intrigued. We've mentioned her twice now. I arrived at the cafe ready to relax. I didn't want to be stuck at home on a Sunday. Besides, the cafe always had something new to drink, no matter how often you came. I entered the double doors and looked around. Not many people were in, and Kay didn't seem to be working today. Man, that's the whole reason we came here. Well, oh well, she can't always be working. I made my way to the pastry bar. Okay, you have a pastry bar, it's fine. I made my way to the pastry bar and took a look at what the cafe had to offer that day. There was always something new, no matter how often you came, which is why people kept coming, including myself. As I browsed at the delights, my mouth began to water. I had just eaten earlier, and the cafe's pastries always looked so good enough to tease your appetite to make you hungry again. Both the smell and the look of each dessert was carefully crafted to appease. You didn't regret buying one and biting into it. I finally made my selection and headed to the cash register to purchase my treat.
What can I get for you?
Hi. I'll take a couple chocolate and raspberry macaroons and a pink lady latte, please.
Coming right up.
Oh my god, I know how to order. That sounds delicious. Lily was Kay's assistant, who mainly stuck to the cafe's finances and computer work. However, when Kay wasn't in, Lily took over becoming the face behind the cash register. Who gave you what you needed? Well, Lily, where's Kay?
Kay had to fly out to New York suddenly. She said it has something to do with delivering something special to someone. I'm not too clear on the details.
Well, that sounds like fun. I wish I could go to New York.
Don't we all? Here you are. Enjoy.
I took my order to the far corner table and got comfy. The pink lady latte was the cafe special that everyone adored. It was just a normal latte with a very subtle raspberry flavor, and the foam was pink too. That sounds awesome! I want a pink lady cafe! Before I could indulge, however, a voice stopped me. I hope it's not Dad.
Oh, hey!
I looked up to see Naomi enter the cafe with a smile towards me. I smiled back, not expecting to see her. Well, hey, Naomi.
Mind if I join you?
Well, not at all. Naomi nodded quickly before getting herself a coffee cake slice and a latte and joining my table.
I've been wanting to try their latte for a while. Is it any good?
I like it. The raspberry flavor's super nice. Naomi gently blew over her latte to cool it before sipping it, smiling at the taste.
This does taste good. I'll have to get this from now on. The raspberry is a really nice compliment with the coffee.
I'm totally putting raspberry in my coffee now. Naomi loved food when it wasn't made in school cafeterias. She wanted her own restaurant one day, but always focused on studying the business side. Naomi had natural cooking skills that made grandmothers seem like novices at making amazing food. You should definitely get macaroons next time with it. The raspberry macaroons definitely bring out the flavor in the latte.
I should.
Naomi slowly grew a look of thought on her face as she stared into her latte, probably thinking about food again. It was during these moments that I got to see a simpler, almost beautiful side of Naomi. She was very smart, smarter than me. She always held seriousness very close to passion, dedicating her heart to her dream. It was inevitable. I sipped my latte and ate my macaroon before speaking and breaking her of her thoughts. Well, thanks, by the way, for coming to my impromptu party. I know it was pretty last minute and all. Naomi broke away from looking at her drink to looking up at me in surprise, and with a smile.
It was my pleasure, really. I mean, our pleasure. Suzu came too, and all.
Naomi blushed a bit before clearing her throat and taking a sip of her latte. She looked at me again with a slight frown.
But hey, how are you holding up from that? I'm sure meeting all those business people was tiring.
It wasn't anything I couldn't handle. It was just the suddenness of it tiring me out.
Well, I'm sure you did great. It was a great party. The food was amazing.
Well, it was amazing. I slowly began to remember the party, remembering how I felt alone throughout it. I wanted to be with my friends, but I had to put on my business air to impress the guest and my father. Did I try too hard? It was supposed to be a simple party, but it felt like a job interview. Before I got too deep in my thoughts, I felt a hand gently cover mine. I refocused my thoughts to reality, seeing Naomi gently hold my hand.
Hey, I know that look. You're about to overthink it. Don't. You did great. I'm sure of it.
I stared at Naomi, unsurprised that she had caught on to my thoughts, and happy to know that she cared. Well, thanks, Naomi. Naomi smiled and blushed, giving a small nod. She was absolutely adorable when she smiled like that. I didn't know how, but her smile was able to make the room lighter. Naomi then pulled her hand away, placing it back on her latte, with her other hand cupping the mug, and sipped her drink. Naomi licked her lips and let out a sigh.
This is really nice. A relaxing Sunday afternoon at a cafe.
It's almost like a date. Yeah, it's nice. I don't know. Do I want to date you? I mean, there's so many incubi. Oh, this is getting hard. Okay. It's almost like a date. All of a sudden, Naomi's face turned pink as she looked at me. Confused, I tilted my head and gave her a quizzled look. Well, Naomi, are you alright? You're turning red. Naomi must have snapped out of her trance. She, fanning herself, and tried to calm down on whatever was on her mind.
Oh, no, I'm fine. Really. Just a little warm, that's all.
Naomi brought her latte up to her mouth and began to drink, practically chug it down. It was actually kind of cute how flustered she got from a simple statement. I giggled quietly to myself before sipping my latte. Naomi and I eventually lost track of time and wound up chatting until the late afternoon. The cafe wasn't hopping. Lily would join us and we'd be talking about silly things like TV shows and movies.
Oh, wow. It's getting late. I gotta get home or my mom will flip.
Aw, okay.
Would you like a ride home?
Oh, that would be great, thanks. We quickly headed out with Naomi driving me home. It was nice to be alone with her rather than the explosive Suzu around. I preferred Naomi's calm logic anyway. We did not. I like both of them. I just wanted coffee. I mean, coffee's bomb. Why would we not want that? And now I'm going to end up dating her. The remainder of the night passed by, surprisingly uneventful. The boys continued to train with each other, but were kind enough to stop and make dinner. I was glad for that. Unsurprisingly, the food was perfect, but it felt a little empty without the boys to eat with me. They most likely had eaten already, but still it felt lonely. I couldn't let it bother me. I ate and went back up to my room to study and sleep. Surprisingly, it felt good going back to bed that night. I felt like I could have peaceful sleep from the previous rough nights I had had. It felt good.